It is. I forget. Uh, what? I don't even.
Either one or two.
Who are
I am
you?
an historian and scientist
Oh,
working for the
Cullen.
Republic.
Hi, Cullen.
Although I'm certain my
I'll
contemporaries would
take
judge me
Cullen
more a
over Mikkel
historian than a
any day.
scientist.
Yes, Colin is awesome.
I do love Cullen.
Especially that one gif that we have.
Oh, that GIF. Oh, that we found on Discord. Just like,
Yes.
okay, how can a bunch of pixels make it look like you're staring into the depths of my soul?
It
What?
looks so hot.
Oh, for crying out loud. Okay, so into
Hmm.
okay, Mikkel's not important, but whatever. Let's do
Ah. Hmm.
just
What are you doing
semi-important things.
here? Why do you work for the Republic? Tell me about the Republic. You look familiar to me. Hmm.
What are you
Like
doing
you,
here?
I was looking for some trace of the Jedi. I had heard mention that one of the Jedi Masters had gone there, but I found no trace of them.
There's no trace of them, but if you look behind me, there's a pile of bodies that are cut to pieces by lightsabers.
Oh my gosh. Awareness. That's not the only reason.
The other reason was the ruins of the Jedi Enclave,
See,
and once I
behind him.
arrived,
Look,
I
I
felt it was
look behind
necessary to
him.
stay
It's a
to
vulture
protect
body.
what was left.
I'm not gonna lie, I never noticed that when I first talked to him. I'll be completely honest. I'd never noticed the bodies until afterwards. I'm like, oh my gosh, there's a bunch of corpses in.
You know you locked yourself in a room with dead merc corpses? You do know
That
that,
looks
right?
like that looks very suspicious. No,
Do you have
Michaela's
something
sus.
you He is
Michaela's
totally
sus.
sus. Okay, I think it was Mikkel in the library with the
With the
lightsaber.
lightsaber.
I totally think Mick is sus. I'm sorry, he'll have to be thrown out the airlock. Mick was the
Sorry, Kai.
imposter.
Sorry,
Oh
Kai.
well, shoot, he's a Republic spy, so technically he is.
Oh, this true.
Mick is the imposter.
Now there's now there needs to be like a blue person, like like the blue body, and put and
Yes,
name it Mick, and then
yes.
Mick was thrown out of the airlock.
We need to play an Among Us with our exiles.
Oh
Their
my
companion.
gosh. Yes, I am so for this.
Oh.
Let's
Okay,
see.
left.
Much
Left.
had been taken from the Enclave, both by raiders and others. I wished to preserve what I could.
Okay, I'm gonna
What
regret this, but what
Many
others?
artifacts were taken from the Enclave, but these thefts, they had to have been done by someone who knew the Enclave well. I suspect the Jedi themselves took the holocrons and records, but I do not know why.
Because they're a bunch
Oh,
of
sorry.
hypocrites.
It's my turn
No.
to hit the dialogue.
Someone has been taking holocrons from sites across the galaxy.
Oh, really?
It is almost as if someone does not want their knowledge used to find the Jedi. The situation on Dantooine is
Ah.
echoed in other places in the galaxy. Raiders, smugglers, all seek to plunder what remains of the Jedi, and even the Sith. More so than the Jedi themselves, I fear the loss of their history.
Why is
Much
that?
has been forgotten in recent wars, and I fear that greater troubles shall stem from that loss of knowledge in the future. The destruction of the Academy on Ossus near the Kron Drift in the Sith War, the teachings of Master Arca, the adventures of Jolie Bindo on the Rimward
We can't
missions.
lose
All
those.
of these things are in danger of being lost
We
forever.
need to
Indeed.
know the
What else
adventures
would
of
you
Jolie
like to
Bindo.
know?
Do you know what happened to the
No.
Jedi?
It is something of a mystery why they would exile themselves as they have. It is not the way of the Jedi to vanish in such a way, especially when the Republic is in need of them. I fear that there is something else at work. something that we cannot see. Then again, perhaps
Maybe you
the
need to put on
Jedi are hiding
glasses.
simply because so many people hate them these days.
They have very bad
Like,
PR. I will say that. The Jedi have
it's
terrible
just
PR.
so painful. Mick had so much potential.
Well, they stuck him in at the last second because you need a love triangle for the female exile. That's all he is. Because you have a love triangle with the male exile with Vistus and Handmaiden. But the Jedi exile did not have a love triangle. All they had was Atten. And really, I would have been fine with that. And really, the supposed romance subplot in Kotor 2 is very subtle. And I like the more subtle stuff because I'm not into much shipping. Because that's just my own personal plain preference. But I know everybody else in the entire world wants their shipping.
Yes.
So, last second, let's just stick Mikkel in here. What's the worst that could possibly happen? Everything else about this game is rushed anyway. This is still my favorite game of all time. But the circumstance behind its development still angers me greatly. Imagine how great of a game we would have got if they had another year.
Indeed. They just should have took their time, but nope.
No, we must have the sequel to a best-selling game next year for Christmas, when every other game takes 2 or 3 years to make. So really, I'm actually extremely impressed they got as much as they did.
Neat. You know what? Yeah, it could have been worse.
It could have been a lot worse. But yeah, anyway, let's continue on to talking to the librarian.
It is difficult sometimes for the Jedi to see such things, since much of it is rooted in human nature, and the Jedi are often removed from events of daily life, insulated. But the reason the Jedi Civil War was named such was because few in the galaxy can recognize the difference between the Sith and the Jedi. To them, they are both Jedi, with different philosophies.
Well, shoot.
The Jedi have protected the galaxy for centuries to seek peace, often through sacrifice.
Not always. Jedi often fall. They cause much harm on Onderon, for example, in the name of peace and protection. Uleg Qel-Droma and Exar Kun, the two Dark Lords during the Sith War many decades ago, were once Jedi Knights, as were Revan and Malak. It is perhaps more amazing that some still trust Jedi after many have fallen and endangered the galaxy. It is also proof that a single Force wielder can change the face of the galaxy. And that is a frightening
Those
thing.
dang Force users.
They are the worst.
Hate? No. I do not hate them.
To
They
the
only raise questions
utmost
without
degree.
answers. Jedi are not supposed to be like the rest of us. They are supposed to see a higher purpose in all things. And they are supposed to train students responsibly and well, so mistakes of the past are not repeated. Yet all I saw was ignorance and arrogance. And what
Those two go in hand in
created
hand.
in the Republic. It is difficult to follow the Jedi Code when so few others have. But you know this.
What do you mean?
Many Jedi defied the Order during the Mandalorian Wars. And
Presumptuous
paved
of
the
you,
way for
sir.
the Jedi Civil War.
Do you blame the Jedi who turned, or the Council?
There is no blame. All must accept. But at its core, one must wonder if it was the failure of the Jedi teachings or the teachers themselves. Many of the Jedi Council trained Exar Kun, Ulik.
That's true. The top people did train those
the
ones.
danger they posed.
Huh, I didn't know that.
Perhaps there was some essential part of their teachings that was flawed. Something beyond the Jedi Code that they were missing.
Revan and Malak would oversee the same training as I did.
I'm not certain you understand what happened with Revan. Do you wish me to explain?
Do you want me to explain the plot of the first game?
Yes.
Revan was captured in the middle of the Jedi Civil War, due in no small part to her apprentice Malak, who turned on her. Revan was brought before the Jedi Council and put on trial. You must understand.
A comatose Revan put on trial. Yes, that sounds like a great, just thing to do.
As I understand it, they were able to convince Revan to have a change of heart. Revan helped the Republic defeat Malak. Perhaps in her conversation with the Jedi Masters.
No, that was not
The
it.
rightfulness of their actions.
Do you know who trained Revan?
Revan had many masters. Zar, Dorak, Master K before K left for the wars. Towards the end of her training, she sought out many to learn techniques.
K?
It is said that she
K.
returned to her first master at the end of her training, in order to learn how she might best leave the Order.
I want to tell
What
us
else
something
would you
else.
like to know?